Article marketing. Article marketing is essentially creating and distributing articles to numerous places on the net where they will in turn be distributed to a wide range of webmasters and publishers. Okay, that's a pretty big sentence there. Let's go ahead and look at an example. E-zine articles is the most popular article directory. What happens is people go out and for free, this is a free method, create an account with e-zine articles, and then they just start writing articles about whatever they want to promote. So let's say, for example, let's just pick something from the front page here. A guide to avoiding car insurance tricks. Someone sat down and wrote an article that contains helpful information. So the goal here is that somebody is looking for car insurance, and maybe they're concerned, our company's going to be shady. How do I know I'm getting the best deal? So here we go. Here's the article. So because e-zine articles is a popular site, it gets a lot of traffic. So what means is you create an article and you can be assured it's going to get read by people. So here's the trick. People write the article. They're not just writing for fun. Hopefully they're not just writing for fun. At the end of the article, they have a chance to promote their own website or their own product. So essentially what happens then is, somebody comes here and reads the article and they say, hey, wow, you know what? This is a well-written article. I'd like to learn more, or I've decided that I want to buy this product, and there you go. So let's say, for example, that somebody comes to e-zine articles looking to read a review on a product, such as doubling stocks is a popular stock program. Okay, doubling stocks review exposed. What the others won't tell you. Wow, you know what? If I'm looking to buy this product, that's going to really catch me, and I'm going to want to read this article. So then, of course, the article is going to convince you why you need to buy the product, and then they will have their link, to learn more. Or sometimes they might tell you why the product won't work, and then of course mention theirs. So there's another advantage to article marketing. These articles here, once you publish the article, you are giving others permission to copy your article and post it on their own website. But here's the trick. They have to keep your link with the article. So what this means is if you write a good article, you will find that it is then published on multiple sites across the internet, resulting in more traffic. So people do article marketing to get backlinks to their websites because, of course, you're going to have these links in there, but they also do it for traffic. What you also find is if you go to Google, because the article directories are so popular, when I do a search for a doubling stocks review, you will see that the very first result is an e-zine article. So what this means is if you do proper keyword research, which is, that takes some time to understand, but essentially if you target the right keywords, you can get them to rank in the search engines, which can really bring about a lot of traffic. And again, this doesn't cost anything to do. So it's certainly an avenue worth pursuing. So that's what article marketing is. Search engine optimization. Essentially, search engine optimization is the practice of getting your site prepared for the search engines. Let me move here to my definition. The process of improving your website to make it more search engine and visitor friendly. What this means is, if you go out there and create a website and throw it up there and hope that traffic's going to come, well, you're going to be a little bit disappointed because it takes more than just getting your website out there. You have to make sure that it is optimized for the search engines, because the search engines have an incredible task in front of them. As you know, the internet has so much information, and whenever you sit down and do a search for something, if I do a search for, of course, dog training, Google is going to return what they believe to be the most relevant results. So what this means then, of course, is that the site at the top is going to be the best site in Google's opinion on dog training. So if you create a website then on roller skates, or let's say how to roller skate, well, you're going to have the task of convincing Google why your site is the best. And in order to do that, you need to practice search engine optimization. Now, there are some things that we'll cover in some later videos in this toolkit as far as how to apply search engine optimization to your page. But it's a variety of factors. It's writing your page in a certain way. It's taking the time to research the types of keywords that you want to rank for and then kind of working backwards. It also means getting lots and lots of links to your site. In fact, many people argue that that is the 80% of the battle is getting a lot of links. So, and I found that to be the case too. So that's what it really comes down to, and that's what search engine optimization is. CPA marketing. This is something that you do hear quite a bit of talk about, especially recently because it has gotten very popular. CPA marketing is basically when you get paid per action. We talked before about selling products through ClickBank or even Avon, and of course you only get paid when you make a sale. Well, CPA marketing is a little bit different. It's getting paid a commission on a cost per action basis. What this means is it's not necessarily a sale that you get paid for, it's a determined action. So let's take, for example, let me see if I can find a live example here for you. If I am looking to go to night school, okay? You know what, I'm looking to go to night school online. Well, you're going to see that some ads come up because these people are trying to make money from your decision. And essentially what happens is, here, this one here, Education Connection. I'm going to type that in because I don't want those poor people to have to pay for me. I would suggest that you do the same. Okay, what happens then is I come here, and all I need to do is say, yes, I am interested in a certain school. So that means I don't have to get my credit card out, I don't have to buy an education. All I have to do is come to this site and then fill out a form saying that I would like someone to contact me about going to night school. And then voila, someone's going to get paid a commission on my lead. So think about that for a second. We talked earlier about trying to sell a dog training series, and if somebody buys it for $47, maybe you get half or 2/3 or 3/4 or whatever. That's going to happen sometimes. But think about how much easier it's going to be to get someone just to agree to sign up for information. That's the excitement of CPA marketing, because all of a sudden it is a heck of a lot easier to get a sale. Now let's look at another example. I don't even know how to pronounce this right. Is it Asiberry? Is that how you say it? Is a very popular weight loss method, I guess I should say. It's it's an ingredient, and of course we have a lot of ads being ran for it. So let's go ahead and visit one of them. Let's look at here, weight loss reporting. Okay. What this person is doing here is they are trying to get somebody to sign up for a free trial of this weight loss program. So you can see here that all you have to do is pay for shipping. So again, what happens here is, rather than having to sell, if you were just selling the product outright, it could cost $60. But now this person, all they have to do is pay the $4 for shipping, and then bam, the person gets a conversion. Why in the world is a CPA marketing firm willing to pay you $40 for this lead or $30? Because they know that once they get the lead, you're going to have the chance to sell to them multiple times. So that's really the amazement, the excitement. There are a lot of places that you can sign up for CPA, places like Copiec. Hydra is probably the most popular one, but there are literally hundreds of different places you can sign up to be a CPA marketer. Now, I will have to say this, that CPA marketing is more of a next step type of thing. People often start with something like ClickBank, and some of the CPA places it's a little bit more difficult to get into. But still, CPA marketing really works out well, and I would suggest that maybe you start with something like ClickBank. Once you get a few sales under your belt, then you look into CPA marketing, because it really is, there's a lot of possibilities there, and it's a lot of excitement. Marketing information products. Essentially what this means is going out, there's a couple steps, let me go through them. First, you research the market and get a good feel for things. Then you create a product for that market, and then promote your product to a target audience. So what this would mean, of course, is that you go out and, let's say, for example, you want to get involved in dog training. You would first go to the dog forums and find out the common problems that people have with their dogs. What types of things would people be interested in paying for a solution? Then you go out, unless you're an expert dog trainer yourself, which you may be, If you're not, that's okay. You go out and you pay someone to create a book for you on how to train the dog that's going to answer it, of course, to the target audience. And you take that product and then promote it to the audience. So what happens then is, rather than selling other people's products, you have your own. And the thing is that it really is not that hard to create your own product. In the past, creating your own magazine, your own book, or whatever, there were immense costs associated with it. Whereas with the internet, thank goodness for the internet, you can sit down and with free software, you can create your own book and publish it to a PDF, and start selling it over a weekend, which is just insane. So again, you want to follow these steps, and you're going to see a lot of people talking about the power of making your own products, because of course you get 100% of the profits, and there's good reasons for that too. Now, I do want to say that again, this is more of an advanced thing. I would not suggest starting out doing this, because you might spend a lot of money for something that doesn't sell, and I would hate to be in that situation. So what people do is they start in a market selling other people's products, and when they see that the excitement is there, they go out and create their own products. So instead of getting commission, they're getting all of it. So that's essentially what the worth is of marketing information products, and of course creating them for yourself. Social networking. Social networking is all the buzz. Essentially, a social network site is any site where people go to network. This includes places like Twitter, Facebook, MySpace, LinkedIn, Dig, and about a zillion others. Social networking is very, very popular. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Dog trainer Twitter, because I want to show you an example of a dog trainer that's on Twitter. Okay, here, this person is a dog trainer, and what they did was they set up a Twitter account, and they now have over 1,000 people following them. That means that they have 1,000 people that have said, yes, I am interested in this person, and I want to hear what they have to say. And then what happens is, on a regular basis, this person sends out something called tweets, and everybody that signed up gets that. So this person is putting themselves in front of all their followers several times a day, which is a fantastic way to not only share information, but of course to market yourself. So if you're a dog trainer, you go out and you create a Facebook account. Rather than connecting with your friends, you're going to be connecting with people that you think you can help, and then you can use the social network to expand and grow, because the key is being good at what you do, because if you are and you're a valuable resource, then other people are going to come running to you, and you're going to find you have to work half as hard to build your list. Somebody has a dog and they love your stuff, so then they tell their friends who also have dogs, and before you know it, you have a viral campaign that's really got a life of its own, and you don't have to do too much work to promote yourself anymore. So then you're able to use the advantage of the social network to put yourself in front of them. That's essentially what social networking is. It's it takes some time to get the hang of it, but again, doesn't cost anything. Twitter and Facebook are really, really powerful right now. Those are both places that you can certainly go to build a list. And if you are not sure what you're doing, of course there are resources out there, but there are also you can go out like I did. I found this person on Twitter in like 2 seconds, and then I could just join this person's list and then see what they're doing and study that and learn from that and think about how I can do something similar without copying something similar, and how can it even be better. And that's really one of the magic things about marketing and being successful. Tool number 2, finding and registering a domain name. Over the next few videos, we're going to talk about why you need a domain name and how to go about and register, because obviously if you're looking to get into affiliate marketing and you are serious about things, you really should get your own domain name. We'll talk about the one that you should pick, and of course how to register and all that stuff. It's not really that hard, and it is something that I would encourage you to do. It only costs $9 or $10 to get a .com domain name, which of course is the best, and then it's something that you own for a year. So it doesn't cost a lot of money to do. It's not something that you have to do, but I do recommend it. So I'll see you in the next videos where we talk about what you need to know about getting your own domain name. Brainstorming domain names. Okay, so you've started to dabble a bit in affiliate marketing and you have an idea of the type of product that you'd like to sell. You need to come up with your own domain name so you can have either a website or maybe even just a small page about what you're promoting. So how do you go about doing that? Well, I would suggest that you brainstorm, that you think about possible domain names. I want to go ahead and show you GoDaddy is the most popular domain registrar, and it is who we're going to be using, for example here. So let's say that I sit down and I come up with some domain names. I would encourage you to just write them down, and then you can come here and see if they're available. So let's say that I decide that I want it to be dog training. Okay. Well, first of all, that is, way too general, and unfortunately, probably taken about 2 seconds after the internet went online. So, it's not available. However, it's actually so general they didn't even give me. They did give me some things that are available. Dog travel training, my pet training online. That's actually not too bad. So you can see how GoDaddy helps you. They say, sorry, this is taken, but here are some additional suggestions. Dog company training, pet memory training. Let's try it again. Let's say dog training help. Let's see what comes up. Okay, so the .com, of course, is already taken, but again, they give you some additional ideas here. Dog training support online. Okay, but that's not too bad. My pet training assist. So again, you kind of get the ball rolling, and then GoDaddy is going to help you along the way. Now, as you start to come up with different ideas, I want to ask you to compare them against some tips that I'm going to share with you right now. You want to make sure that your domain name is relatively short and easy to remember. Keep in mind, if somebody hears your domain name, let's say that they heard it on the radio, are they going to be able to remember it to type it in, or if their friend tells them about it? That's a good thing to gauge it against. So, you want it to be short and easy to remember, not too complicated. Now, of course, dogtraining.com would have been ideal, but you know what? The really, really good domain names are taken, so you gotta be inventive, and you can't always settle for the best thing. So you gotta just do your best, to have it be relatively short and easy to remember. Does not contain numbers or hyphens. This is a big one. Sometimes you see domains written like dog-training-online.com, because obviously dog training online was taken, but with the hyphens it's not. The search engines do not like hyphens. Hyphens are weird. They're hard to remember, or people won't, put them in, and then they're going to go to the wrong site. I would encourage you to stay away from hyphens and numbers. Now, if there's a number in your business name, certainly it's okay. But generally speaking, I would not suggest adding numbers, like you wouldn't want your site to be dog training 33 if there's no reason for it to be 33, because that's not going to fare well for you. Preferably a .com. This is really important. .com stands for commercial, and when you go to register your domain name, you're going to find that .infos are actually a lot cheaper. However, .infos are penalized a bit in the search engines. When somebody sees your site, or the search engines see your site, they're not going to recognize you as being serious because you don't have a .com. It's unfortunate, but that is the way that it is. .nets are okay. They're not as good as .coms, but they're okay. But how many times do you see a commercial on TV for something and it's not a .com? Keep that in mind. You want to make sure it's free from trademark infringement. I wouldn't suggest having a website that was something like Facebook Secrets, because Facebook does not like their name in other people's domain names because they own the name. So keep that in mind too. Is it a good representation of your website? Sometimes, I sit down and I try to find a domain name, and when the ones that I'm looking for are taken, I start to kind of go off to the left, and I might end up with something that sounds good, but it's not a good representation of what I'm trying to sell. So that's actually bad. So, just keep all those things in mind, and, brainstorm and come up with a couple, and then kind of, narrow it down. Sometimes, you might want to ask your friends or your wife or your spouse or whatever, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And, just think about it, because it is a name for your business. It is not something that's easy to change. You set up a site with a domain and you start to promote it. You do not want to change it down the road, because you're going to lose some things. So keep that in mind and take some time. I won't fret over it too much, but come up with something that's going to be good for you. In the next video series, we'll talk about what to do once you have your domain name figured out.